Besieged FIFA President Sepp Blatter now says he will appeal against his 8-year ban from football. The UEFA President Michel Platini also received the same ban for conflict of interest and disloyalty to FIFA in a $2 million payment deal in 2011, which was based on a spoken arrangement. Blatter says the reason for the ban had nothing to do with ethics.
I am now suspended 8 years. Suspended 8 years. But I will fight. I will fight for me and I will fight for FIFA. Suspended 8 years for what? We go immediately, once again, to the appeal committee. We go to the TAS, Tribunal Arbitral du Sport. We go also to Swiss. The rights of Switzerland. I'm a Swiss citizen. You know, if in the Swiss law you would be suspended for 8 years, you must have committed something very, very, very important. Very important.
And for more on this, we can now cross over to Madrid, where CCTV's Dan Williams is standing by for us. Dan, Sepp Blatter says he will appeal his 8-year ban. How long is this process, though, likely to take, and what does this mean for FIFA's leadership?
Yes, well, the first step for Sepp Blatter is to appeal this to FIFA themselves. But given the severity of this ban, it's likely that he's already looking towards the Court of Arbitration for Sport and a date there. Now, that could be heard as early as the end of January. The key for Sepp Blatter is that he is determined to hand over the reins at the FIFA Congress, which, of course, is at the end of February. That, for him, is the most important thing. He's been at FIFA, after all, for some 40 years, and he's determined to go out on his own terms. Whether, of course, he'll be allowed to do that remains to be seen. But as far as FIFA are concerned, well, the competitions continue, the administration continues, and there are, of course, under the guidance of the acting president, Isa Hayatu, but it's the long-term vision that they are also, of course, missing Jerome Volk, the Secretary General. They're under an acting Secretary General as well. And it's that together which just means that the long-term vision for FIFA that is required, of course, that you would expect from a president, from a Secretary General, that's what's missing from FIFA right now, and of course is much needed.
Well, it is also quite damaging for Michel Platini, though. Has Platini's FIFA presidential bid now been dealt an irrecoverable blow with this 8-year ban?
Well, for Michel Platini, I mean, certainly you can never say never, and certainly there is every chance he could appeal this come the end of January as well. That would give him a month ahead of those FIFA presidential elections in order to get back on the campaign trail and potentially get himself elected as the FIFA president. Certainly that is the possibility, but you do have to look at it and wonder whether that would go down at all. Well, he's just been banned by FIFA for 8 years, and now suddenly a couple of months later he could be the president. It just doesn't quite add up. What has to be remembered, though, is that the FIFA presidential elections is not a popularity contest. It's an election from the various football associations around the world, and of course Michel Platini was the front runner up until a couple of months ago, so it's just a question as to how much support he can still garner should he clear his name. But right now, of course, he's banned from all football activity for the next 8 years, and even forgetting the FIFA presidency, obviously his work with UEFA, as well as all the other football involvement that he's had, well, at the moment he can't do any of that. So clearing his name will, of course, be the first thing at front of mind, followed then by whether he'll go again for the FIFA presidency.
Well, then, and of course, all eyes are on that FIFA presidential election coming up. How will these developments, though, impact on the forthcoming FIFA elections?
Well, as you say, this whole saga, the scandal that has fallen upon FIFA over the last 6, 7, 8 months, since May, it's cast a long shadow. And even this FIFA election, which will attempt to draw a line under all of that, it will still cast its shadow over that as well. Of course, the big question is each month we've seen allegation, we've seen a number of arrests. This story has had so many twists and turns, and right now the top two most powerful people in world football are currently banned from football, in Michel Platini and Sepp Blatter. So the question, of course, is, what's next, and if there are further revelations, further allegations that emerge, further arrests, will that in any way damage the 5 current candidates that are in the running for this FIFA presidential race? We'll wait to see whether that is the case. Certainly what FIFA requires right now is a clean candidate, one of those candidates to come through and to lead FIFA now into a new direction. Of course, it's just whether, as I say, whether there be further revelations before then and what those could potentially be.
All right, Dan Williams for us there in Madrid.